When Bashar al-Assad was ousted in an insurgency last year led by Islamist groups, Syria's Druze minority community poured into the streets to celebrate. They had hoped that Syria would become a democracy and that they would establish strong ties with the new rulers in Damascus. But 8 months later, they're back on the streets in the southern province of Sweida calling for self-determination. All their hopes had faded in July when clashes spiraled into targeted sectarian attacks. Rights groups like Amnesty International say that government forces and their allies committed all sorts of atrocities against the Druze minority. And now it appears they're creating an autonomous administration similar to that of the Kurds in northeastern Syria with their own government and military bodies. And another apparent shift among the Druze, many appear to be leaning towards Israel, whose military struck government forces during the clashes and has a sizable Druze community there. Now, Syria's Druze spiritual leader Sheikh Hikmat al-Hajari was among a few voices that were skeptical of negotiations with Damascus, but now he's the most dominant leader there. He set up the Supreme Legal Council, a government-like entity, and managed to band dozens of militias together to form what is called the National Guard, a military-like entity in the southern province. At protests in Sweida, portraits of al-Hajari can be seen everywhere, but sometimes alongside Israel's Druze spiritual leader Sheikh Muwaffaq al-Tarif, and at times you can even see Israeli flags. Now, it is unclear what al-Hajari's aims are. The Druze of Sweida call for all sorts of changes to how they're placed in Syria. Many call for federalism and some even call for partition. But what is certain is that the majority of the Druze in Syria no longer feel that they can live safely